Aloha again, and welcome to Akakū upstairs. Our lab, Hisako Film Lab, is our guest tonight, which I've been trying to track them down for some time, and they've been so busy with their various student programs. They've had a successful spring lab cohort of student filmmakers, and they've also had a successful summer run, which they just did a premiere recently, and we hope to have those students and their films here in the future as well. But I'd like to welcome Brad Kester and Joy Cretton. Please tell us a little bit about yourselves.
I'll start. I feel like it makes more sense for you to start, but I'll start. Yeah, my name's Brad. I am... Where should I start? I'm fairly new to Maui. I've been here basically as long as our program has been around. We're coming up on 2 years. Prior to that, I was in San Diego for about 20 years, where I taught high school film for five years as a lead teacher, but I was involved with the high school for about 10 years. And I was also a filmmaker in San Diego. That's also where I met Destin Cretton, our founder. And he and I were kind of filmmaking buddies in San Diego. And then as his career progressed, and yeah, we're filmmaking buddies, but we also actually taught together some too, at a high school in San Diego, and then his career kind of took off. He's in London right now directing Spider-Man 4, wow. So took off all the way to the top. And I got more and more involved in teaching, and then the other thing to mention is he's my brother-in-law. So I married his, not this sister, but a different sister.
My little sister.
Their little sister. And she was always kind of like, hey, let's move back to Maui. And finally it felt like the right time to come back to Maui. And then when we told Destin like that, he was like, yeah, he'd kind of been talking about starting up this nonprofit for a long time. And so when we told him we're coming back, he was just with our filmmaking experience together and with our teaching background together, it was kind of a no-brainer to start this thing up. So we kind of hit the ground running when I first came out in 2023, and have done a handful of successful programs, and we're excited for where it's going.
Awesome. Joy?
My name is Joy Cretton. I came on board as the co-director this year. I started last year, the end of last year. Destin is my brother, and I'm a costume designer by trade. So I've been working in LA and around the world for, I don't know, 10 or 15 years. But I'm from Maui. I'm from Haiku. I grew up on Maui. I was homeschooled. I had no idea that costume design was a job growing up, so it's a big part of why I was so excited to come back and do this program and just help connect students with opportunities that I didn't know about growing up.
Great. We're going to go a little deeper into some questions with them, but let's take a look at a promo of the program so you guys can see what they're doing.
When I was 11 years old, my grandma gave me my first VHS camcorder, and it completely changed my life. It was this tool that I had to not only keep me busy and entertain myself, but it allowed me to explore the world in a new way. I was so obsessed with filmmaking, but there were only a handful of places on Maui that would teach me how to use the tools and allow me a chance to make films.
That was awesome. Hisako Film Lab is a nonprofit organization providing resources and a platform for youth filmmakers across Maui. At every stage of production, there's a whole support system of guidance and feedback, mentors, amazing guests that are filmmakers. The whole system is designed to bring out students' full potential.
You're learning from people who are in the industry, and you're doing hands-on work and everything. So I feel like it's a great experience for anyone that's even a little bit interested in film.
The most fun part is probably getting to work with like a bunch of amazing people.
My favorite part about filming is just working together with a group of people.
Being on set is really exciting, which I think is the most fun part of it. It's a great opportunity to create a film that you want to make yourself.
It's nice and it's like satisfying to have an idea and actually be able to put it out there and like have it be exactly what you want and have the world see it.
Jacob, how's the edit going?
Very good. One of the things that we hope will be beneficial to our students is exposing them to people in Hollywood or around the world who are active filmmakers right now.
It was really memorable when we were pitching our ideas to the Kendall brothers and Destin, because I feel like their feedback was really valuable, and just hearing the minds of like writers and storytellers.
Aloha, Hisako Film Lab.
One of the highlights of our summer was getting to talk to you guys and hear your incredible pitches.
The Kendall brothers were the most memorable.
Joy and Christy, they were costume designers and makeup and hair. They did a fake cut bruise on me, and I scared my mom.
I really think the act of being creative in a group, of exploring a subject, of being curious about the world around us, of trying something new, being creative in a new way, all of these things I think are helping these students to develop as people.
We hope that Hisako Film Lab is a place for students to have fun, feel supported, and build skills that they'll take away for the rest of their lives.
So to have a filmmaking lab set in an island in the middle of the Pacific that has so much diversity ingrained here is just, it's really special.
How awesome is that? What an incredible opportunity you've brought to Maui. Brad, tell me a little bit about the teaching you've done in the past and how you're doing it differently or the same here. It looks like you have a lot of partnerships currently, and how key those are, and what partners have you had in your lab so far?
Yeah, I think that, so in San Diego, Destin and I got involved at a school called Canyon Crest Academy, and we were both involved there as teaching artists. So we weren't teachers, but we would come along and help out the film program. And they had a program after school called Cinema Conservatory, and you had to apply to get into it. And it was for the kids that were really interested in kind of taking it to the next level and wanted to spend the year developing short films. So that's what we would do. We would meet after school 3 days a week for a couple hours, and the whole thing was just designed to take students through the whole process from writing to going out and filming and editing, and then eventually submitting their films to film festivals. So that's what we were doing. I eventually took over that program as a lead teacher, and I did that for 5 years. And so that was always in the back of me and Destin's head with when we talked about what it could look like out here, is like we want to bring that model to Maui, where we're kind of taking those, we're finding those kids that really want to do it, and kind of giving them a reason to do it, and giving them, kind of pointing them in the right direction, and giving them the resources and help to follow through with it. So that was kind of the model, and I think the big question mark for me coming out here was taking that model that was designed for one high school at one spot where it was easy to bring kids in because they're there on campus. So it's just like, okay, yeah, show up to the room after school. And my big fear and worry coming out here was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that and try to reach multiple high schools rather than just one. And I toyed around, like I was like, maybe we should do it just at one high school and then bounce around to another high school. And then we finally launched our first one, and we were lucky enough to connect with Brian Cohn at the at UHMC, and he and Audie, and I think Audie's over there, were gracious enough to let us crash their room in the summertime when nothing was happening, when we launched our first big program, and I feared that it would be hard to get kids from all over the island, but we got kids that were from all different pockets of Maui. And then we ran another one later, and it was even more kids from different pockets, and we were kind of getting some of the places that we hadn't hit before. And then we did another one, and we got even more. So that was my big fear, but it's so far it's been working out to kind of have a central spot, and people have been able to make it out, even when it's not. I know it hasn't been easy for some students, but it's been really cool to kind of bring students from different parts of the island that might not meet each other otherwise, but have a similar interest and passion. So that's been really cool, and something that my program in San Diego didn't necessarily have, where it was all kids from this one pocket. So that's been really cool to see.
And Joy, your program is free.
Yeah.
And you're recruiting students from all over the island. Do they have to have an interest, and is there an application process involved?
There is an application process, and we interview every student. We interviewed all of our students here. It's more of a conversation, just finding out their interest level and making sure that it's something that they really want to do and nobody's pushing them into it, or they feel like they have to do it. But for the most part, we get all amazing students. The interviews are actually really fun, getting to meet everybody before the program starts. So.
Yeah, I feel like after every interview, Joy and I were like, whoa,
they're so cool. Yeah, we learned something really special about each person during the interview.
And do they have to have any background at all, or just have an interest and have a story?
Yeah, it's about storytelling, really. So they don't have to have filmmaking background. A lot of them do, or have an interest in it. But we've had people with no experience that just have stories to tell, and that's what we love as well.
And how about, are you choosing the teams, or do they migrate to each other after having conversations and networking?
We have a pitch process where we have everyone kind of come with an idea, and we do a little bit of talking about like what kind of elements make a good story, but then everybody pitches, and then everyone in the class gets a chance to kind of like chime in on what ideas they think are the most interesting and the most doable. Ultimately, we kind of select the teams, but we're taking a lot of input from the students and kind of putting them where they seem to be interested in.
And your background in filmmaking, yourself personally, what were the roles you enjoyed and really gravitated towards?
I think I did a little bit of everything. I've directed short films that I also wrote. So yeah, I've kind of dabbled in all of it, but I would say probably the area that I got paid the most to do, and felt really confident in is editing. But yeah, I've kind of dabbled in all of it. The largest project that I worked on, I was a feature-length documentary that I edited, called Janie Makes a Play, if you can find it out.
Cool. Did you and Destin get to do a film together?
Yeah, I worked on a lot of things with Destin. So Destin was a little bit older than me. I met him when I was very young and had just moved to San Diego. And I met him on the set of a student short film that I was helping on, and he was also helping on. So we were both kind of like PAs on this student short film. He was much older than the students that were making it, but he came back and was kind of supporting the student project. And I was like the really young lad that came out. And he and another filmmaking buddy named Lowell Frank that made films with Destin. We just really hit it off and had a lot of fun together, getting to know each other. And then anytime they were working on, they were doing their master's. They were both working on their master's degree at San Diego State at the time, so they were cooking up films, and I would go work on sets with them. And then I made a short film that they came and helped me on, and then when it was done, this was like the biggest honor of my life at the time. They had a production. They called themselves Flag Pop Productions was their name, and I made this short film. And then afterwards, they were like, "Hey, we want it to be a Flag Pop film," and I was like, "Whoa, no way!" I couldn't believe it. So that was a big moment. But probably the biggest one was when Destin made the short film version of Short Term 12. I helped him out a lot on that, and he and I would drive up to Joy's apartment or house in LA and kind of do some prepping, and stayed at her place. And while we were both, the film was shot in LA, but we were living in San Diego. So. And yeah, I was involved in that project. Little did we know it would go to Sundance and win Best Short Film there, and that kind of launched. That was the beginning of the end for Destin, or the beginning of the beginning. So yeah, that was I was at Sundance with him when I remember being they did it was really cool. They did the short film award announcement at a bowling alley. There was like a big party at a bowling alley, if I'm remembering correctly. And we were just having fun bowling. And then they were like, "Hey, we're gonna announce the winners." And I was like almost not even paying attention, because I was like, there's no way.
After the last play, like fourth, third, we were like,
yeah. And then they were like, "And the grand jury for short film, Short Term 12." And I was like, what?
I threw my drink on somebody.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, but that was kind of the crowning moment for working on films with Destin.
And Joy, you're a costume designer, and was your start with Short Term 12 as well, or?
I mean, that was the first film I worked on that got any recognition. Like Brad, I had done all of my brother's college films and a lot of his friends' films. So we were kind of on a similar track, I think.
Were you into sewing and fashion before this trajectory?
Growing up on Maui, I was really into fashion and shopping and putting looks together. And I dressed really strange for Maui, I'm sure. But I didn't know what that meant or what I could do with that until probably until Short Term 12. And then I was like, oh, that's a career. I should look into that. And once I started doing that, I was like, oh, that's it. I love this.
That's awesome. I wanted to go back a little bit in your history. I know Destin in the past had told us that he used to use his siblings as actors and that sort of thing. Were you doing any costume stuff for those little films? Tell me a little bit about that.
I always was in charge of the costumes, because my mom would have a costume basket of like thrift store and garage sale and damaged items and rags, and like I was always just digging in there and putting things together. So I was always making the costumes. I loved doing our plays and our circus acts and everything we did in the yard. And he was always filming it. So we kind of started really young, just very unprofessionally.
Was he directing everybody?
Yeah.
He'd tell them what to do?
More like bossing.
Oh, bossing you. Oh, I need you over here.
Yeah.
How fun. And I understand that Hisako was your grandmother's name, and that's how because he was inspired, she was the one who inspired him.
My grandma gave my brother his first video camera, which I think there's a photo up in that slide maybe, but it was really big and clunky, and she used to take it when she would travel and document everything, but he asked to borrow it and he just never gave it back. So that was the start, I think. Yeah. And she was so supportive our whole lives, like regardless of what we did. So yeah.
That's so awesome. Was everybody homeschooled?
We were all homeschooled at some point. Destin wanted to go back to school to graduate, so I think he went for a senior year just to like feel cool and have a graduation.
Have an audience.
I had a little homeschool graduation. But yeah, we were home together, all 6 of us, yeah.
And then going back to the program, you've had several different obviously some high-end people collaborate with you on this. How do you get those partnerships? I know the Creative Academy, Fuzzbox, Maui Huliao, and then these actors and writers and costume designers and makeup artists and stuff. How do you pull that off? It's amazing.
I think the organizations around here, just to start, Fuzzbox and Huliao have been really cool and open to collaborating with us. And so that was just kind of a matter of meeting them and kind of sharing ideas. And so that's been really cool to have some like-minded organizations around Maui. Some of the other industry people that we've gotten to bring in have been mostly just kind of filmmaking friends of Destin that he's met over the years.
A lot of them are people that we've worked with on set over the years. Destin tends to continue to work with a lot of the same people, so we're like this little family of film industry people. So there's a lot of people just from that group that have been coming and really happy to help and share their experience and their time.
What an opportunity for the student filmmakers to get to this level of training and to see the products that they're producing. I'm not sure, we'll talk to them to find out, if it's the first time out the gate or what they plan to do. But last question for you guys is, where do you hope to see this program go, one? And is there a vision of creating kind of a hui of student filmmakers who can continue the work forward once they leave your program?
Yeah, I think, with the programs that we've been running, our kind of seasonal labs have been really successful, and we want to continue that. I think we're trying to just continue growing that and kind of year-round being able to offer something, which also we're hoping to hire like some more, eventually have a little bit more robust staff. It's just kind of Joy and me running the show right now, but we're hoping to just kind of expand in that way, and to be able to reach more students. I
think one of our ultimate goals is to have a space which, like you said, our former students can come back, something like what you guys have, which is incredible, because we're kind of hopping around from place to place, whoever will share space with us right now. So that's one of our big goals, is just to have a creative space, permanent space.
Yeah, and then just touching on the other part of your question about having students that have worked with us. Yeah, we want to be able to support students making films in high school. We're kind of targeting high school mostly right now, but as we've been doing that, we've been seeing a lot of potential for continuing that relationship with those students, and being able to maybe offer something that's for those students that are out of high school, but still interested in making films and need a little support. And that's something we've been kind of brainstorming and
like work development or something where
Yeah.
maybe you can help certain kids slot into something here.
Yeah, I think it would probably be right now we're trying to reach kind of big groups of high schoolers. I think something for older students might be something a little more narrowed down, but the same idea of just supporting people in their kind of endeavors.
Do you see internships for some of them? Maybe?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's actually something where we are very much need at the moment is interns. So
And things like we've had several students go off to film school already. So when they're back, having them be able to come back and help us do editing or shoot some of the program stuff. And so we're trying to create a cycle where kids who are still staying on that track can come back to us as well.
Okay, I think we're going to move to our first student film, and if they can, the representative student filmmaker can come up and take a seat while that film is playing, we'll talk story with you after. And I believe the first one was...
I think we're doing Fished first.
Yeah, I believe they have a list in the back.
Good morning, sunshine.
Come on. What you doing over here?
Bro, we're going fishing.
Bro, we went like 3 days ago.
Oh, we're going again. Hurry up.
I can wear this?
Yep. Hurry up.
Okay, Roger.
Something high. Oh. How come you get so much coolers? Oh, you can catch the whole ocean. Yeah, bro. You can catch those fish.
Hey boys, what you guys doing over here?
It's the fishing, Uncle.
Fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you was fishing. Look what a fish you caught. You guys catching so much fish. You guys is fishing this whole area already. How about you save some fish for us?
We gotta catch chokes so we can sell them, Uncle.
Just save some fish for us. That's what I'm telling you.
How about you mind your own business, Uncle?
Hey, look, boy. All I'm telling you, don't take all the fish from the ocean. Save some for us. If not, somebody something gonna happen to you, yeah?
This guy acting on the island.
Bro, you're right though. Look how much fish we caught.
Bro, I get so much ocean fish there.
Look how much fish we caught. I said we just call it a day already.
No, again, whole ocean fish there.
I good. I can go home. I thought.
Bro, where you going?
I can go home.
Whatever. Oh, bro, you like some fish?
Yup. Oh, bro, you selling rotten fish or what?
No, I just went catch this morning.
Oh, you smell that? You gotta learn how to catch fish, bro.
Oh. Bro, I just caught this morning.
Take a shower.
I don't stink. I stink. There's no way.
Mauiʻs, something gonna happen to you, yeah?
There's no way.
Way cool. Way cool. All right, who do we have with us? Tell us your name.
My name is Julius Pacheco. I'm 15 years old. Yeah.
And where do you go to school? Are you in school, homeschool?
Good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. I go to K Charter. I've been going there since 3rd grade. But recently I'm gonna move back to California, San Diego, and then that's where I'm gonna do my online school.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your film. Were you one of the writers, or what was your role mainly in the film?
My role mainly in the film was mostly everything. We all helped write, edit, and pitch ideas. I want to say that I helped mostly edit, or I have like some key ideas for the film.
And so having a main role, you're saying, in editing, how much of the story came together in the edit versus the storyboarding, the script writing, et cetera? Did it change in editing? Because I know it can change in the edit.
Let me think about that real quick. And when we were editing it, not much changed from our original concept or from what we recorded. Some extra bits were cut out, but mostly everything stayed the same as we originally intended to.
And how big was the team for that film? Did everyone have to act as well?
It was a decent sized team. We have some of the student makers. I think it was like 3 other. It was plus me and then 3 other. We also had adults helping us, like Brad and Joy and Amia. She's like our heart and soul for that project. I thank her truly for that. And then we have the actors. So it was a pretty decent sized team.
Did you have to like run camera sometimes? Did the team rotate roles?
Oh yeah, definitely. We all wanted to share a turn to get to know what each equipment does, so we all took turns doing audio, the camera, and directing everybody what to do.
Yeah, nice.
That's actually one area that have been kind of specific about when I work with students is not necessarily designating like you're on this role, you're on that role. But if you'll see all these films, the credit is just a film by, and then the team members' names. And I that's kind of our approach is especially at this stage. I think it's really helpful if everybody kind of has a hand in the whole thing from start to finish. And they might gravitate toward one role or another, but it's a collective effort. And I kind of learned that from working on Destin's sets back in the day. It was when he was making short films, it was just a bunch of friends coming together and doing whatever role they need to do to kind of make the film work. And it was very scrappy and not big egos running around. It was just kind of like, yeah, I'll wipe the windshield for you, and then might hold the boom for the next shot or whatever needed to happen. So that's kind of has been our approach for all the films.
Yeah, my philosophy has always been like, by doing every role, you know what you dislike too. But you also realize how important every role is, right? Because if you don't understand that role, but you have expectations of someone in the role, but don't understand it yourself, you know.
And I always feel like when you move on and you maybe do find those specific areas that you really enjoy working at or are really good at working at, I think having an understanding of how the whole process works makes you better at whatever role you're doing. So that's kind of what we encourage with our students.
What did you learn about that you didn't enjoy? What role was like not so fun for you, or not something you would naturally gravitate towards again?
I didn't really think any of the roles were like bad or I didn't like. I actually enjoyed doing all of them, as I got to learn how this works and what things people have to do behind the scenes. If I had to choose one, probably the boom mic. I mean, I don't mind it, but you're mostly holding it up like this all day, and it's like, oh, I'm getting a workout here.
Yeah, and then you're kind of like, oh, my arm's getting tired, and you start dropping the boom. You're like, whoa.
Going back to one of your earlier questions, maybe some things that changed. I just wanted to mention a couple things that I was thinking about watching that. So this film started out as Julius's pitch. So it's his original idea. And one thing for all the films that we're watching tonight is this particular program, our spring program, was a collaboration with Maui Huliau Foundation, which is an environmentally focused organization. So they were all making films that in some way connected to the environment or a kind of larger Hawaii theme. So that was kind of the initial spark was coming from that place. And when we bring in guests, we've been trying to bring in guests that like maybe work in that particular phase of production. So we had Jordan Candell, one of the writers of Moana, was sat in and listened to our students' pitches and kind of gave a little bit of feedback. And one thing that I remember is, as you pitched your idea, I don't know if it had this aspect to it, but I remember having the conversation with Jordan Candell, and he kind of brought up like, hey, yeah, maybe he's like kind of there's somebody that's overfishing, but then he maybe gets there's like a little curse on him or something that happens. So that I think was at least one of the sparks, or maybe that was kind of in your pitch already. And then another area that I thought was kind of cool is you asked how the film maybe changed in the edit. One thing toward the end, when he's kind of getting bombarded by a bunch of fish flying at him, that just wasn't working in the edit, and all of us were trying to, they had like refilmed part of it and it still wasn't quite working. And we talked to a great guest that we've had come in a couple times. She's an editor that's worked with Destin a bunch, named Gina, and she was looking at, and she suggested tilting the angle and pushing in the camera a little bit, and we did that, and it totally changed everything. It was like a big breakthrough and really changed. So that was just one place that I think they found the solve in the edit.
Yeah, so the critiquing process of your work as it evolves, right, to get team input to how to improve the product, to how to make it, more exciting. Like, I guess that edit cut wasn't working to go to the flying fish, so something like that. Like, the team couldn't come up with what is it, but somebody was able to chime in and it helped.
Sometimes you need an outside eye to give you to crack the code.
And is that an important thing, a takeaway for you about what you learned about the filmmaking process, is about the team ethos?
Yeah. From that moment and from the whole film program, I learned that not everything from the original and not everything from what you film can get inputted into the complete set, into the final product. So that's made me rethink, like, okay, you're gonna have these parts that might be your favorites or least favorites that might get in or not in. That's actually what I think Destin or one of the other directors talking about, how they had a favorite scene in their film, but it never got in.
Yeah, no, the editing can be a brutal process, right? Because you're like, oh, I don't want to see that go. But then you realize, okay, we got to condense the storyline or something. So you had that pitch. That's very fascinating to me. What inspired that idea for you, that story?
The inspiration that I got for Fish was the culture and the people of Hawaii. I was thinking about, I was like, maybe let's focus more on the people. What do they do? And I thought fishing, and then I thought of overfishing, commercial fishing, like, oh, that's a good topic. Because Hawaii has such a rich culture. They have a lot of unique stuff they do, like the native plants they have and what traditions and beliefs they have. So that fascinated me, and I love history, so I would love to dive into that. And then overfishing was one of the big parts because a lot of people on, especially Maui, fish, and seeing all the people, I thought it would be a good film to just touch on the locals and what might we do to help to stop the little commercial fishing.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story and a very mature subject matter that, you being very astute and seeing about the culture and where you live and the place, right? And it's amazing to me that you had the actors to play that role so well, because, to really, for it to look place-based, you really had the speaking, oh, brah, and this and that. So that just inherently happened in your team?
Yeah. The actors were actually, a really good, perfect fit. On one of our team members, Andrea, I forgot his name. It was the main character guy, and he was actually going to Andrea's school, and so she decided to pick him up. But surprisingly, that he actually had another friend who does the same exact thing as him. So like, okay, let's just go pick him up. Let's do fishing. I thought it was really cool because, they're already friends. They already do fishing. They could have a good connection. So why not just use them?
Yeah, the chemistry was there for sure. And how about that license plate? Was that real? Or was that made for the film?
Yeah, that was a real license plate. Not we got it off of Amazon, of course, but
okay.
But yeah,
it's a real fake license plate.
Yeah,
fake real.
Really fake.
And what's your takeaway? Like, is this a career track that you're interested in the future? Is this something you're going to continue to focus on and create films?
Definitely, yes. After doing Fish, I just got like a spark of determination and inspiration from that, saying, I can actually do this. I can, even if my pitches don't get accepted, I can just still help because everyone gets a part in everything. So I really do see this as a career path and for something for me to do when I become older.
Yeah, I think you got hooked. Thank you so much.
One last question. Where did that chicken actor come from?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Chicken actor, my favorite actor. I wish I paid him. The chicken actually came from the lead actor of the film. One day we're at the house, at Destin's house, and he just brought him along, and we're like, "Who's that?" He's like, "Oh, that's my chicken. He's hey. And we're like, and we're doing the bedroom scene where he said the chicken fights in. That wasn't actually intentional. He was supposed to just wake up to like an alarm, but we saw the chicken and we're like, wait, chickens are everywhere and they're the alarm. Why don't we just throw him? So we took a lot of shots and the chicken was just there. So it was a perfect fit.
Actually, before we move on to the next film, is there a question from the audience for our student up here currently? And I'll pass you the mic if you have a question. Otherwise, I'm going to go on to the second film. Okay, let's go on to the second film. Oh, go ahead.
I have a question, but I have a comment. If
Okay.
you never do anything ever again in the rest of your life, that was brilliant.
Thank you.
Well done.
Okay, let's bring up our second set of students and let's see what film we have.
Hi, Auntie. Whoa, how's it going? No, I didn't take your slippers. I don't know. Did you look under the bed? Okay, no, listen, I gotta go do the safety test on my car, okay? And the place closes in a few minutes. No, I'll come by later, okay? No, listen, I'm in a big hurry, all right? I don't really have time for this. Yeah, no, all right, Auntie, I gotta go now, okay? Okay, bye-bye. Hey! Hey! Wait! Dude, you dropped this.
Oh man, thank you.
Yeah, I was just glad I caught you.
You saved me a lot of trouble, man.
Take care.
Left click here. Okay. Right click here.
Hit on your brake. Yeah. Okay, this one's not working. Yeah, so your left brake light's not working. I can see your check engine's on too. So I can't pass you like this.
How much to fix it?
I don't know. Gotta get that figured out.
Thanks.
Yo.
Hey, Jordan?
Uh-huh.
Just wanted to remind you, you still haven't paid me your last month's rent. I know times are tough, but come on.
Yeah.
I need it tomorrow.
No, yeah, I know. I don't have it. I'll have it by next week.
Next week? Tomorrow. It's gonna work. It ain't gonna work next week.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Maybe by tomorrow.
I don't have time for this. I gotta go. Next week, I promise.
Afternoon. You on an important phone call?
No, sir.
License and registration, please. Also, your safety check tag is expired.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna get it fixed.
You know you're not supposed to be operating the vehicle with an illegal safety, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm giving you 2 citations, one for distracted driving and one for an expired safety. Do not operate the vehicle for more than 2 weeks or it will be impounded. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir. I'll get it fixed.
Okay, aloha. Have a nice day.
You too, sir. Hello?
Jordan, sweetheart, do you know where I put the thing, the thing I just bought? I swear it was just right here a minute ago.
What thing, Auntie?
Oh, you know, the thing that's, oh, never mind, it's probably in the kitchen. No, or is it in the laundry?
Auntie, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, Gerald.
It's Jordan, Auntie. I'm worried about you. Okay, I'm gonna be at your house in 20 minutes, okay?
Oh, don't worry, Jerry, I'm fine.
It's Jordan. Okay, I love you, Auntie. I'll see you soon. Auntie! Hi, Auntie!
Oh, hey!
Hey. Oh, no, give me that. I got it.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you.
Auntie, you been taking your meds?
Oh, I ran out a few days ago, but I'm doing fine.
No, I'll go get them.
No, it's okay, thank you.
No. Ah, God. No. Jeez. No. God. No. What? Come on. No. God. No, same car.
Maui County Abandoned Vehicles, this is Debbie. How may I help you?
Look, the car has been there like for 1,000 years already. When are you gonna do something about it?
Hi, Brian. We got that Jeep that you called us about on Friday.
No, different than the one from a couple days ago, but same problem.
Okay, it's a different car. Okay. Could you call it into the Maui Police non-emergency line? They'll send an officer out and come investigate it and send us the report.
No, don't start with me about that. I am a taxpayer.
Okay,
Well, you want me to do something about it? Okay then, I'm gonna buy a tow truck and I'm gonna tow that car and I'm gonna put it in your yard.
Yeah, I can do it for you instead. That's fine.
That's right, lady.
Just have to go check that one myself.
Got another one for you here.
All right.
So it looks like the VINs are stripped off the doors, they're stripped off the frame, the front. So I can't even tell who owns this car. There's nobody to notify, and the engine's gone. So this one can go straight to scrap. I don't know, maybe drugs are a factor, but either way, we'll get it cleaned up.
Okay, yeah. I'll hook it up and get it out of here for you guys.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
that was a sad film, and Brian brought a little comic relief.
Yeah.
Tell us who you are.
I'm Kai Plumley.
Okay, Kai. What school are you attending?
I'm at King K.
King K. Kaolike, nice. And did you have some background in filmmaking before you joined the program?
Nothing like, like official, but I was always kind of just, doing that kind of stuff for fun,
Yeah, and you got to be the main actor in this. How was that?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I hadn't really done anything like that, acting before. But I think it was mostly for like convenience sake, because you want to try and get as many people in your group as possible, so just to, it's always easier to keep track of less people. But yeah, it was fun.
And were you part of the pitch story writing on this one?
Yeah, we all kind of had our input on the script and, the formatting of how the story goes and whatnot. But it wasn't my original idea, but we all had an input on, the script writing process.
And what was the inspiration then? The abandoned cars and things here?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to ask Izzy about that, but yeah, it was, yeah, I guess we all kind of, we all collectively agreed that it was a good, maybe not as touched on issue as it should be.
I think before we pitched the ideas, we kind of did some collective brainstorming of just what are some things that are kind of common around Maui that have some kind of connection to Maui, or some kind of environmental connection, and that was one of the things that came up from more than one person, of just, hey, what about the abandoned cars? We always see them around. So that was I think tossed around, and then Izzy, his other teammate, came up with a pitch, and it evolved quite a bit from, I think, from the early pitch. I think they kind of found the story as they were writing it.
Yeah, it was definitely more of a, you find it in the process kind of thing.
And so what other roles did you get to try out in your team for this film?
I did the soundtrack for this. I made the music. I never done any music for a film before, so that was cool. It was a fun experience. But yeah, like Brad said, it's kind of there's not really labels on any of our roles, So we all kind of dipped our feet in pretty much everything. But
yeah, I think Kai's on screen for the entire film in every scene, so he didn't get to be behind the camera quite as much. But
yeah, I guess I did a lot less behind the scenes for this one. I kind of felt like I was missing out a little bit. So for the one I made in Summer Lab, I tried to pick one where I'd be more involved behind the scenes.
Oh, good. We'll look forward to that.
Yeah, Kai came back, and we just wrapped his film that he came back from for the Summer Lab program. So that was
awesome.
Cool to bring him back in again to be a repeat student.
Yeah,
way cool.
Hopefully more.
Yeah. I actually think that's a really cool part of it, and that's my program in San Diego is designed for students they could enter in as a sophomore, and the idea was once you come in that you stay in until you graduate, and so you'd get those kids that would come back and go through the process over and over, and I think that's really where you really hone your skills, is just kind of going through the process again. So I think it's really cool that Kai came back. Hannah, that we're going to meet a little bit later tonight, came back and was involved with our summer program too. So
it's so important to rehearse the skills and keep practicing them, and that's how you hone your craft for sure. I was going to say, I did really enjoy that soundtrack. I was like, wow, they really chose the right music for the right mood, the things that were happening. That's very cool that you got the opportunity to do that, because that's kind of an overlooked part of storytelling and filmmaking, is the ambience that you can create with a musical track.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part, and I was glad to revisit it again.
He also made the music for his Summer Lab film too.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Is that something that you inherently were already doing, like soundtracks and stuff, before you came into the program, or did you got taught that skill? Because that's not a skill that you normally hear as a educational track, you know, for students.
I just, I make music for fun, just in my free time. But yeah, it's like two of my favorite things, and it was a very enjoyable thing to put them together.
Yeah, because it's really an art to create a soundscape. So you watched the edit, and then you created the soundscape for that in kind of like in the editing process. Is that how that works?
I had a cut of the movie, and I was like kind of watching it and like getting a feel for it, and like what little tunes should go with what scenes and stuff. But yeah.
He made a lot more music actually for the film that was all really cool, and we kept trying to, in the edit, we kept trying to put it in different spots, the other tracks, and there was something just really that felt right about having it be a little more sparse. So a lot of the cool music that he made didn't end up in the film.
Yeah, you gotta value the absence of music as much as the music itself.
And did you have much say in the edit? As far as the cuts, the pacing.
Yeah, I wasn't super experienced with editing, but we were all like watching it together, going over every sequence and every scene over and over and over again, giving our 2 cents. But
kind of making decisions together.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of like the actual hands-on editing. I did a little bit more the next one. But
There was a lot of in the car shots. So you had a ride-along camera person with you. Did you have more than one person in the car with different angles, or?
Yeah, we had kind of a funny setup. We were all in the car. We had we were always filming on 2 cameras. So there was a cameraman on my right, a cameraman behind me on my right, and a sound person on my left. It was a pretty crowded car.
Yeah, I wondered when I was watching it. It was really interesting to watch out the window and see where you were on the island. I'm like, oh, there's Toma's, garage and Haiku, and there's the harbor, and there's this and there's that. It was kind of fun to see the different, because it was kind of in different areas of the island. It was very fascinating.
Yeah. Also, I don't have a license, so.
Yeah, and there was some foreshadowing.
He's got a permit.
We almost did the.
It wasn't illegal. He's got a.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't illegal.
As long as
Malia was in the car.
As long as someone with a license is riding with him.
Oh, that. Yeah, there was some foreshadowing when you were texting. I'm like, oh snap. And then the I'm like, oh, okay, that's part of the story. All right. It wasn't like, what's he doing?
When we premiered this film this past spring, we forgot to tell the most interesting story about this film.
That's true, yeah.
But I want to make sure we tell it tonight.
Okay.
The abandoned car.
Yeah. My memory's a little hazy, but it was something along the lines of I think we just wanted to see a car get crushed. So we wrote that in the script, and we were all like, that was kind of like the climax of our thing. We really wanted to see that car get squished into a tiny cube. That was our main motivation, but we didn't know how to do that. And we were driving back to the college with Malia, and we were talking.
Malia's the director of Maui Huliao Foundations, who was helping us.
And we were kind of discussing like, how are we going to do that? Like we can't crush this car, obviously. It's and then we were like, well, there's no way we're ever going to find a doppelganger car that looks exactly like this one that's abandoned that we can crush. And honest to God, literally right as I said, or I don't remember who said it, I think it was Max, said that, we drove past an exact doppelganger identical car, and we were like, there's one straight across from the college.
Right, right around the corner from where we've been working for the whole program.
Yeah, and Malia had some hookups with the DEM, the abandoned vehicles people, and they told us exactly when they were going to come get it and when they were going to crush it, and we were lucky enough to, be there.
I was going to ask about that actually, because I was like, how did you get the car you had and then that to happen, and then just orchestrating being able to get a camera in there that they'll allow you to come in to film that. And it was just, I was kind of like looking for details, like, is that the same car? It kind of looks like it, or but it was so close. Like I was like, okay, I'm only scrutinizing because I'm thinking about filmmaking. I'm not really, as an audience, you're not really scrutinizing.
Fool you?
It looks real. No, it does. It looks like the same car.
It wasn't exactly the same. One was a Honda and one was a Toyota, but
right, a little bit of emblem difference, but you just blocked that, right?
Yeah, we were careful to get around that.
So what's your overall takeaway from the program? It sounds like you're a second lab participant, and you working with a whole different team, et cetera. Like, what have you really loved and taken from the program that you wanted to repeat the experience?
Well, this, just like anything else, any other passion, it's really like the more you do it and the more you get your hands dirty in it, like the more you get an understanding of it and a feel for it and a love for it. And I can definitely, see myself getting addicted to this kind of process in a complimentary way, to clarify. But I just feel like it's such a big, huge world, and there's always things to learn. There's always things to discover about it, and that's what I like, and I'm totally, embracing of this world.
And do you see yourself carrying, like wanting to do more and looking for opportunities to do more, and maybe even an educational track in higher education for this?
Oh, I hope so. At least just for fun. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily about making a career out of it, but I do very, very much enjoy the process more than anything else. And I don't see my love for it going anywhere anytime soon. So.
What was the moment for you when it felt like the most rewarding? Because I think most people that go through filmmaking have some big ups and downs and moments where it feels like it's never going to come together. But between the two, like spring lab and summer lab programs, was there like a moment where it felt really rewarding having done what you did?
I think, there's always constant. The whole process is waves of, oh, that was awesome. Oh, this is not so good. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Oh, we saved it. Oh, this is better than ever. Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, But, it's the whole thing is ups and downs. But usually, at least for these two, you always level out, at the end. And you always find a way to come together and recapture that original idea of what you wanted, and you get to see it all come together. And the premieres are always great, to finally be able to present it. But I think it's before the premieres, when you're with your team and just you and your team are seeing it all together for the first time, I think that's probably the most rewarding part, because you get to see it from a subjective lens, I guess. And the whole process is,
I'm really impressed with that comment you just made, that it wasn't about getting it out to the audience. It was really about the team at the end feeling that accomplishment together. That's mature. That's awesome. Does anyone have a quick question for him before we move to the next film?
Great film. What instrument do you play?
Oh, I play guitar, bass, drums, keyboard, harmonica. I was just on guitar for this one, but yeah.
We were lucky enough to have Kai's band perform at our last premiere just a couple weeks ago, which was really cool.
What's the name of the band?
Oh, we're called the Iona Band.
Yeah. Way cool. Great, let's go on to our next film. Thank you, Kai.
Morning. Your delivery. I got
More packages for you. Man, where do you even like store all this stuff? You're like a influencer or something?
Yeah, so these companies just send me their products to review and I get paid for that.
Whoa, that sounds pretty cool. Oh, hey Pearl. Oh, it's Pearl. Hey Pearl, I got your favorite treat. I have more packages, I'm sure I'll bring them tomorrow.
Alright, see ya. Hey guys, it's Christine from the 808. Welcome back to another unboxing video. So, I'm so excited. I'm so nervous actually. Oh my goodness, you guys. Ulta is the best. Okay. Calming repair cream. There's this all-in-one cleanser or moisturizer. Stoked to use these serums. And of course, we cannot forget our mascara and our sunscreen. So, on to our next package. Alright. We have this candle. And lastly, we have these hair curlers because you know I like to keep my hair all styled up after I put, you know, my Monday soak things. But that's all the haul I have for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and don't forget to smile.
Aloha Services, Aloha Delivery. Morning, Aloha Delivery again. I don't know how I forgot this one. It's huge. It's a bit heavy, so just be careful. You got it? Sure you got it? Alright, see ya.
Alright, see ya. Hey guys, welcome back to my unboxing video again. I know this is the second time today, but I just got in a mystery package. Whoever sent me this, thank you so much. I'm not sure why it must be this big, but you know, I'm always excited to try new things. This is ridiculous, you guys, but I'm so blessed. And it just keeps on going. Oh, and it's hot glued shut. Huh. Whoa. What?
Greetings. It's Carl Conway, CEO of Global Everything Enterprises. I'd like to offer a sincere thank you for your service as social influencers for our partner brands. Unfortunately, Global Everything is now facing its most difficult period yet. In short, the planet is running out of space to dump the waste created by our products and our packaging. In order to stay competitive, we are following corporate trends for interplanetary relocation, where myself and my board of directors will carry out business from a distance, orbiting the Earth safely from a state-of-the-art space station. Unfortunately, we are unable to extend this relocation offer to our many employees and have opted for this pod box for you to weather the oncoming environmental crisis. Together, we will thrive for years to come. Thank you again.
What's this? Rest of the video to see my husband, the biggest shopper. He's amazing. Stay tuned to the end of the video.
Hey, how's it, everybody? It's Kiahi the mailman. I just power work, and I'm gonna do my first vlog of opening my mail and seeing what's inside. Let's go. I'm still kind of nervous. Oh wow, premium curtains. That's gonna make my room so nice. I'm excited about that one. What else we got here? Oh, a couple bars soap, Dove and Irish Spring. I get to compare them, see which one makes me smell better, well, get dry skin or not. So yeah, this is my first vlog. Hit the subscribe button and follow me, because next time I'm gonna open up some moisture wicking socks from Target. Gonna be exciting. Aloha. Oh.
How fun. That was a very interesting theme. And what is your name and where do you go to school?
Jack Campbell, and I'm homeschooled.
Oh, nice. And so you heard about this program and were able to reach out and apply?
Yep.
That's way cool. And were you doing filmmaking as part of your homeschool experience, or?
I don't think so, not really.
No, okay. You weren't a Destin. You didn't have a camera that you were always shooting things. But you got to be part of this film. And so how big was your team on this film?
It was 4 people, and I did play a big role in it by being the prop maker and movie just designer, where I managed to make my own box world. Like this first scene where you see the box world, where we're introduced to it, was made by the 4 of us, and it took like one afternoon. The second scene was me entirely, and it took me over 24 hours to make.
Wow. Wow, that's diligence. And so you were those were the roles you had?
Yeah.
And are you an artist on your side? I mean, is that something you inherently have in yourself, or was this a first time experience and you just got the opportunity?
I think it's a little bit of both right there, because I could feel for like both of those things with what you said. I think it was just both in general, because I never really had an artistic touch until I just like winged it, and I did really good.
Yeah.
He also built the cardboard dog that you saw.
That's so cute.
Also, there was like a Stanley Cup, and it was turned into cardboard, and I called it a manly cup.
And so talk about the pitch and the writing process and how the team came together and kind of got this story going.
The pitch is just like we all agreed that pollution from like all the boxes we get, like all the plastic, we agreed that was like a big thing, and we wrote the script around that. And I think we just we didn't really have like many things to cut. We just kept like adding on to it constantly, but I think it turned out the way we intended it to be.
Yeah, it's interesting because the theme or the storyline is very youthful. You know, that whole influencer culture and the unboxing thing. Like I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because that's very youthful, right? They're really into that kind of thing. But the consequences of consumerism is a good teaching tool for youth.
Yeah, I think that was another one, like the abandoned vehicle one, that was just like one of those themes that was kind of tossed around that everyone was like, yeah, that's a pretty big topic.
Yeah.
And how did you go about like storyboarding and scripting that? I mean, she was in this one room and the guy coming to the door, and then she'd add more clutter to the room, and
I think the way we did it was just like, what if this happened? It was like, it's like, yeah, or maybe like, no, maybe we shouldn't. And I think we just said yes a ton. It's like,
nice.
What if we put her in like a room entirely covered in cardboard? I was like, I can do that, and I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how did you get like all the? You must have had to go to some archives for some of the footage you needed of, the bulldozers and that kind of thing. How did you guys decide where you needed that in the film and how to access it?
I forgot where we even got that. I think it was just a website where you just like get free footage, and I just looked up like just garbage or just something along the lines of that. I just picked out all the good ones that I thought would work well with what we should show on the pictures.
And how did you get your mailman actor? Because he was kind of fun.
I think he just appeared. I don't even remember where we got him, but he was funny. He was family.
Yeah, he's a Cretton family friend.
Yeah, but he was really funny as well. Like just the last scene, I was trying so hard not to laugh. It was awesome.
Yeah, there's more of that too that I didn't make it in.
Was that improv?
It was improv. Yeah, he's actually an improv actor. His name's Steve Lujan.
Okay.
Grew up with the Crettons as a friend. I think he lives in New York now, but he was happened to be back on Hawaii, and I think the casting is a tough part. And one thing, just to put this out there, we're always looking for actors to be in our films. So if you're interested, give us a send us an email and we'll put you on our casting list. But we're always trying to get more and more people into the films, and we knew he was around, and we were like, oh, let's try to see if he can come out and do it. And as soon as he showed up, I think that part went from like being a fairly straightforward part and kind of morphed into just a really, really funny part, and he just added a lot of comedy to it.
He became kind of one of the main characters, you know.
yeah.
He showed up enough, and then at the end, that was really funny for him to like take on the role of the girl, you know.
Yeah, I guess he got inspired by like seeing how you can make money by just opening things, and so we just bought random things. It's like, hey, this works.
Right, and coming up with the water wicking socks Target at the end. You're like, whoa.
That was all improv, and I think that was actually an idea that was just came up on the spot. When we were done filming with him. We were kind of like, what if the mailman is like kind of takes over that role? So
yeah, we just gave him a prompt and he just worked with it.
And who came up with the character on the computer that she finally gets to after unboxing, and then his whole spiel? Like, who wrote that out? Like,
I think it was Ashley.
Wow.
And
pretty cosmic.
It was something. Like you have to have like a really incredible mind to come up with something like that, because I would have never thought like to have a CEO that owns just everything.
Yeah,
just
right.
And that's what we based him off of pretty much. We were gonna call him like a parody of Bezos.
I think that kind of came late in the process. There was a handful of ideas. I think just the script was like, I think there was a moment where everyone was like, maybe there could be something a little extra, but nobody was sure if it would work or not. And so I remember that same editor that we had talked to, we showed her a cut of the film and kind of brainstormed out some of the different ideas to add to that portion of the film. And she was like, I think you should try to film all of those and see what works in the edit. And it ended up being kind of a little bit of a hybrid of all the ideas that were floated around. So
well, I like how it was like a work in progress then, like, because the question is like, what will she find at the end of the, of the unpackaging, right?
Yeah.
And then it was a message, and then what's the transitional piece that you need to get to the heart of what your message is.
Yeah. And we were lucky enough to get a great Maui actor. If you've seen Francis, he was in Don Quixote, I think, in last year at the MAC.
Oh wow!
But a great Maui actor.
I'm currently an actor for Francis as well. Yeah, like I'm in one of his shows.
Oh, awesome!
Oh wow! Yeah. Wow, cool. So what other roles did you get to do again?
Well, I will say that Jack was also one of the return customers of Hisako. He just finished our summer lab program, so
Way cool.
On that film, I think you did a lot of sound sound work.
I did a lot of sound, but I did pretty much like almost hit every actor with like the boom mic.
Cameraman's going a little too low.
Yeah, but one of the final scenes they had to cut a little bit because I accidentally put the boom mic a little too far in before they said cut. But I think it turned out well.
I think it turned out well. That's awesome. Is there any questions for Jack before we move on to our next film? No. Well, thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Great to get to know you. Let's see our next one.
We're gonna miss the sunset. I don't care about the sunset. That one's the Little Dipper. How can you see a shape out of that? It's right there. Where? It's dots. You know a lot about the sky. When I grow up, I want to be an astronaut.
You're home late.
I was at a party.
Oh, nice.
But I stopped by to get you some pizza. Did you study for tomorrow's test?
There's a test?
Yes, in calculus. I picked up your mail too.
Oh, thanks. And thanks for the food.
Night, Hoku.
Night.
Oh my god, I passed the test. Shh, sorry.
I gotta go, I have a shift.
Well, instead of slaving away like you always do, maybe you should take the day off and get some rest.
No, I'm going to my shift.
Stop it, what's going on?
Nothing's going on.
Come on, stop pulling away.
Okay, now you're pissing me off. All you get to do is party, and I'm actually out here trying, and I'm taking things seriously. It's just not fair. Just leave me alone.
Both of you out now.
I'm sorry I pressured you like that earlier. I'm here for you. Just like you've always been there for me. We've been together since we were kids. Through everything. Even the fires. I just want you to be happy.
I'm sorry, too. You were right. I shouldn't have kept things from you. I got this in the mail. I can barely keep up with all the bills. What if we lose our home? Again. I thought I could deal with it, but now I don't know what to do. I'm failing my classes. I'm failing you. I'm tired of failing. I can't go back to my parents. I would just be going backwards, and What about you? Where would you go? I can't let you lose another home.
You didn't fail me. I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. We're gonna figure this out together. We always do.
How are we gonna figure this out? This was my dream. That I keep failing and I try to keep going, but at every turn, there's just always going to be something I'm going to fail at.
So you're just gonna run away when it gets tough?
No, not anymore.
You said you didn't want me to lose another home.
I don't.
Hoku, that apartment isn't my home. You are. You've always been my home. We're gonna get through this, just like everything else. You're not alone.
Clear the table, cut the grass, doing all I can of the necessary. Clean the attic, stay afloat, try as hard as I can not to fall off the boat. What can I do? What can I say? Hope that we find something new. Caught in the spin of the games that we play. Maybe we find something new.
Wow, what a beautiful film, very touching, emotional. We don't have film students with us tonight who were representative of that film, but I'll discuss briefly with Brad before we go to our last film for the night. Tell me a little bit about the pitch process and the story writing and all that for the subject of this one.
Yeah, that one was pitched by one of the students, Isabeau Belbot. And I think she was kind of pulling from a lot of personal kind of things that she dealt with in her family, and kind of fictionalizing it and turning it into something that I think was kind of a good exercise for her. And then the other teammates kind of chimed in. All of a couple of the students on that team had some animation and drawing experience, so we kind of like nudged them to do something that had that kind of pulled from that, and it kind of came together at the very end, the very, very end. That all those kind of animation pieces came together, and I think it really gave another dimension to that story. So
yeah, I thought it was very creative to use that, and then the draw, the scribbling around her, and that sort of thing seemed really depicting. Besides her acting, it really gave a depiction to the mood.
Yeah.
And I thought, so it was really kind of
I think it kind of helped communicate, just elaborate on some of the things they were trying to communicate. So
are they high school students, this team?
Yeah, the whole team
very
was
mature
high school.
subject matter, and the acting was very good.
Yeah.
The main girl who was suffering, you could really feel that in her, and her her facial expressions.
Yeah. Also, Kaya Green. She is actually in LA, and she was somebody that we knew of, and she actually flew back to be in the film.
Wow! What an opportunity!
But she grew up here, and so we were fortunate enough to have both of those actors.
Yeah, so the students who worked on the film in their process, were they the storyboarders? Did they get to do all the things that help bring this to life?
Yeah, they did the whole thing. They wrote it. I mean, the whole process is student led, and we are there to kind of support them and kind of maybe nudge them in a direction or two that might be beneficial to the project as a whole. But yeah, it's all led by them. And I think one of the cool things with this team in particular that I noticed working with them is they're really good at talking to their actors and kind of getting the performance, and also just kind of like, I think just having been on a lot of student film sets, I think that's one of the things that sometimes students forget to do, because they're so focused on like all the difficult things that it takes to make a film and all the different pieces that I think sometimes they forget or don't feel comfortable enough to be really communicative with the actors and make the actors feel comfortable, because it's a very kind of vulnerable place to be an actor. And they were so good at making the actors, kind of telling the actors what they wanted, and kind of working with them and making them feel comfortable. So.
Like a director would do.
I was like, we didn't talk to them about that at all. They just kind of naturally were doing that, and we're very, very just kind of made a comfortable presence, which I think is one of the best things a director can do.
Yeah, and working with students in the past myself, it seemed like that's an intimidating thing for them.
Totally.
To do, to have that kind of level of engagement. It's not a criticism, but that you're asking for more. Or the other side is they're so focused on the mechanics of getting a shot that they're not paying attention. Am I getting that from my acting?
There's so many moving parts. It takes a lot, and I think sometimes people aren't comfortable, like if an actor doesn't like hit it the right way right off the bat. I think some students are like, okay, that was good enough. But even though in the back of their mind they're like, it wasn't what I wanted, but they just do it. But I think it's a good skill to be able to be comfortable to like, hey, let's try it like this way, and do it in a way that feels that also puts the actor at ease and doesn't make the actor feel more uncomfortable or something. But this team was great at that. That was one of the things that we all talked about afterwards. Was
I'm sorry we couldn't have a representative
I know. I think they all wanted to be here, but
is there a question from the audience before we see our last film? Let me get you the mic, Lucianne.
I was really impressed by the opening animation sequence, and was that all done by the students, by high school students?
100% by the students. Yeah.
That was just very effective and, beautifully done.
Yeah. They kind of took, one student did, actually I think the opening was a collaboration where a couple of the students worked on different parts of the animation of the opening, and then one other student did the middle stuff with kind of the scary creature that came up. But she had just tons of drawings in her notebook. Like you could see her really, her brain working in all the early drawings that she had. She was really excited about all those ideas.
It's really cool that they came in with a skill set that they could apply to this process, and you guys could lean into that and let them have that kind of creative control over.
Yeah. It was a hard. The animation aspect was very time consuming. It took a long time to get it to the end, but it was really cool how it came together.
Yeah, I thought so too. Let's take a look at our last film and have our last team come up.
good.
How's your grandma?
She's been pretty sad lately.
Oh, how come?
Well, she's been feeling sad and lonely ever since Grandpa passed.
Oh, well, that's too bad. At least she still has you to take care of her.
Yeah. Wanna go in the water?
A new luxurious condo is currently in development. With shimmering pools and an oceanfront view, you can own your little slice of paradise. Don't delay, call today.
I heard an ad about a new luxury construction or something. Like, do you know what that's about?
Oh yeah, I heard about it. I saw online that they're building another luxury condo in Kaanapali.
Are you serious? Like, part-time they live here, and us locals, we can't even afford that.
I know. I can barely pay my rent, and these developers are lining their pockets. That's why I'm going to the community meeting. The county is hosting a community meeting Friday to get input on the development. Some friends and I are planning to go and testify. I swear you never speak up about this kind of stuff.
Well...
You should join us and testify.
Yeah, Oh, aloha komamai. Yeah, I don't really think that's for me. Okay.
Oh, you look like my age. Are there any fun things to do around here?
We have playmaking, we have the Bailey House Museum you could go to. We also have hiking.
Are there any malls?
We have Whalers Village in Lahaina if you're interested there by the...
Do they have TJ Maxx there?
I'm not really sure, but you can look if you'd like.
Okay, I'll go check. Thank you.
Okay, bye, have a good day.
Thank you. You guys are so lucky to be living in Hawaii. It's paradise.
Yeah, it is. Well, thank you. Have a good day. Paradise, huh?
This is beautiful. Oh gosh, but why is it so expensive?
Well, actually, all of our jewelry is made here on the island, created by local artists.
Oh, but I got this shell necklace at Walmart for like $5.
Well, those aren't really made here.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Have a wonderful day.
And that's why I'm joining.
Oh, I love Canoe Beach. I used to always go there after work and hang out with my friends. And that's where I met your grandpa. Well, that picture over there of yours, that was taken there too, you know.
Really? Whoa, I never knew.
That was our go-to beach when you were little.
Oh, I looked so cute back then.
Yeah, you did.
Canoe Beach is a special place.
Yeah, it was.
Be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, be safe. Love you. Bye.
Really nice film. Really nice film. So tell us who you are and what schools you go to.
I'm Hannah Kapiti. I go to Maui High. And I'm Hina Adaberry. I attend Haleakala Waldorf High School.
Awesome. Tell me about the storyline and the pitch process and your involvement in all of that.
So initially, we have a third member, Jaden. He was the main character. His pitch was chosen, so we took that idea and he wanted to take it a little further with some inspiration. So we all gave our little ideas, and then eventually we decided to make a film about raising awareness for locals versus tourism, but finding the right balance, not really choosing one or the other. So that's what we tried to portray, and showing that even though not all of us may love the over-tourism, we also cannot survive without it. So that balance is really important.
And what process were you in the story as it evolved?
I did a lot of the camera work. It was like my primary job throughout the film.
It was really nicely done. Good job. And what other role did you have in the film?
I took on the role of directing, but I also really enjoy editing. So when it came to that time, I really got to put my hands on that. And we all took turns editing, but everyone had busy schedules, so I would do most of it.
Very cool. Tell me about the actors and how you got the actors besides the main character who was part of your team. How did you go about finding them?
So we did casting calls, which was really helpful. Guys, you should be a part of our cast for Hisako. But like reaching out to different people, and then a lot of them were my friends. And so just like getting the connections. Yeah.
And how about the sets? Because it looked like a real shop that you guys were in.
Oh yeah, that is my grandma's shop.
Oh, very nice.
She was
very lucky to be able to film there. The timing worked out very perfect.
Yeah, especially with that storyline. You were
One of the things I often encourage students to do when they're, well, any independent filmmaker, I encourage them to kind of make a list of things, of like resources that they have easy access to. Maybe it's a location, or maybe it's like a cool car, or maybe it's just something interesting or something small that they have access to, and kind of like see if you can build a script around that. I think maybe that shop idea came in before we talked about that, but I think it's, yeah, as independent filmmakers, always pulling from like the resources that you have access to is always a really good idea, I think.
And I think what was interesting about the costume design is because you were really trying to portray some tourists coming into a shop, was there thought behind the costuming? Because then the main character, his auntie, I believe it was, or his mother maybe even, and his grandmother were all in very aloha attire type thing. Was there a lot of thought that went behind like how people should be dressed in it?
we were making boards of just ideas and throwing it out, and like experimenting with what we think they should wear, and then just kind of let them go inspired based on that.
Because you were one of the people that came into the shop, weren't you?
That was last minute switching. So yeah.
And the other characters who came into the shop, they were friends of yours who were going to play tourists. Did they think about what they were wearing? Did you guys help guide that?
Yeah, they like called me like a day before. I'm like, what should I wear? I'm just like, I don't. Just like, here you go. Here's your board. Design something off of that. And I was like, okay.
And there were the pacing of the story and the editing and that sort of thing. Was anything changing during the edit outside your storyboarding and the what you intended? Did you make any changes in the edit?
I'm not sure if we made any changes. The last scene we end with the sunset, and I know that at the end that was a bit of a debate about, we were cutting it short and we were debating whether or not we would have the time, because we filmed it on the west side, and I live on the west side, so it was convenient for me, but for them, they were like, I don't want to be driving out there all the time. But we eventually made it happen. I'm really glad we were able to put it in.
And that, when you mentioned driving to, everyone else needing to drive to location, is everybody of age to drive, or were they dependent on parents and brothers and sisters and that sort of thing to get there?
Yeah, so Jaden can drive. He's 18. And my dad just took me and my friends to the shop. And so we all just like huddled in one car.
Yeah, they were great. I was like, I'm so sorry you have to hang out here. They're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay.
What is your takeaway from your experience? Did you do the second lab as well in the summer?
No, I did not. I was going to, but I had plans for the summer already. I'm hoping to join in the fall. But this spring, Hisako Lab was my first experience, and I got to see what it's all about. So I enjoyed that.
I did get to do the summer lab, and I'm so happy I did it. It's such a fun experience to go through the process with different people and like exposure to different ideas.
What brought you to want to apply when you heard about the opportunity? What was the inspiration for you to go, you know, I think I really want to try this?
Ooh, that's a good question, because initially I saw the flyer for it. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. And then I walked away. But then my mom, she was just like, you should do this. And she was just like, just interview. And I'm just like, okay, fine. And so I interviewed, I got in, and I think that was like one of the best decisions that my mom like inspired me to do.
My school does weekly newsletters, and so they posted that same flyer online, and my mom saw it, and she was like, you want to give it a shot? And so I thought about it for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, let's go for it.
And so were the flyers distributed through the schools? Is that how the opportunity was
Yeah,
recruiting?
we tried to get the word out through the schools mostly. Yeah.
And so do you see yourselves wanting to stay, like, see if this leads to a passion you might carry forward?
I want to go into business, but it is not a hobby, but it's something that I really enjoy, and I'm glad I have the skill sets now.
Ever since I was younger, I would always record whenever I would go on trips, and I would make my own little edits just to remember it more. And so I think by doing this, it made me learn a lot more about the other side of filming, you know? And so getting to learn other aspects of video making and script writing, you know, I never do that. So it was a great opportunity and learning process.
And how was it to meet some of these high-end professionals to have tutored by?
It was great. It was truly shocking when you would be able to speak one-on-one with them, especially during our first pitch ideas, when we would share our ideas, and they would give us inspiration, and they would help us take it further. You know, when we would get stuck, we would get writer's block, and they would help us navigate through that. So getting to speak with them was really helpful.
It was so nice to have like professionals come and help you. Like, I don't know, you just don't get those opportunities a lot, and so it was really nice to have them for Hisako.
Yeah, I think just going off what Hina said, I think that's one of there's not like any big magic to what we're doing, other than I think there's something special when you all come together with an intent to make something and finish it, and then you have people like our guests and our instructors just there to kind of like nudge you along when otherwise you might not finish it. You might get a little burned down. But I think that is the special thing. It's not anything magic, but it's special to have some collective group that's kind of propelling you forward the whole time.
Are you sharing the opportunity with friends of yours at school that you think might be interested in it?
I have spoken to some friends, but they're like, oh, that's nice, and then it just ends. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, do you guys get to show the films to your at school at all?
Yeah, I have like really supportive teachers, and so then they're always just like, great job, and I don't know. It was really great. I try to show everyone. I'm just like, look what I made. You can do it too.
But it's amazing to have opportunities like tonight to be able to showcase, because I think I've been there too as a filmmaker. It's like you make something and then you're like, oh, I don't really know where to show this out to, and so it's really cool to be invited to
and
something
we really
like this.
appreciate that you are sharing the films for the community, because that's where this will air, is on our outlets where we can get it out there. So I think it's such a great program and such a great opportunity for Maui overall, and for the students who are taking it up. And I think it's just inspiring for us adults too, to see that there's a wave of creative filmmaking happening and there's young people coming up. So I really appreciate your sharing with us.
Thank you
tonight.
for sharing it with the community.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Are there any last questions before we close for the evening? Okay, another one back
I
here.
was just saying, how many people here are family members of some of our filmmakers? Do we have any family members here?
Yeah, few family members here. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming tonight, and we hope to see you at another salon. Mahalo nui.
Thank you.
Thank you.